Grayson County Lady Cougars return home looking for their 5th straight victory of the regular season, which would be their longest streak in over 2 years. Standing in their way is a LaRue County team that is hungry for a win as they're looking to snap a 6-game losing streak of their own. And a good evening and welcome here to Grayson County High School for tonight's coverage of Grayson County Lady Cougar basketball on K105. Sam Gormley here with you today. We appreciate you taking the time to tune in to this evening's coverage. Coming up on our locker room show, we're going to introduce you to both the Grayson County Lady Cougars and the LaRue County Lady Hawks. We'll talk to the head coach, Todd Johnston, and get you ready with the starting lineups. That comes up and more right here on K105.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
Or 5-30-70.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back to the Cougar Den. Grayson County and LaRue County about ready to get underway as we're just a little under 20 minutes away from tip-off here in this evening's game. For LaRue County, they come in with a record of 3-14, 0-2 in the 18th district. They're led by Natalie Gentry, the senior forward, 5'9", averaging 16.1 points and 7.2 rebounds per game. The offense really flows through her in the post. She's not going to step out and shoot a lot of threes. She's taken 10 this season. She's going to dominate on the interior, though, and for Grayson County, the key in this game is going to be finding a way to slow her down and limit her shots. For LaRue County, the other players you'll need to know, McCall Bryan is averaging 6.4 points, 1.8 rebounds per game. She's averaging 1.6 threes per game. Caitlin Williams, the junior, 5.8 points, 2.9 rebounds. Ella Pruitt averages just under 4 points a game. Maddie Sema, the senior forward, averages just over 4 points per game. LaRue County is coached by Danielle Brown. She is in her 3rd season at the helm of the Lady Hawks program. Grayson County, winners of their last 4. We'll take a break, introduce you to them after this. This is Lady Cougar Basketball on K105.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches? Ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutVaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
The Lady Cougars were rolling last time out, picking up a win against Washington County on Saturday by a final score of 73-48. In that game, 13 threes made. It was their most threes made in a game since at least 2014. That's as far back as the KHSA has it. Their next highest was 12 that they hit in a win against Whitesville Trinity back on January the 3rd of 2017. Of course, 2017, if you're a Lady Cougar basketball fan, means a little bit more, as that was the year that the Lady Cougars won the region. Now, does that mean anything? I don't know at all, but still, you hit 13 threes in a game. It's really, really impressive for this Lady Cougar team. And in that, Sutton Van Meter, 5 threes. Sydney Perkins, 4 threes. And then rounding out with Bree Jones, Arissa Riggs, Addison Spain-Howard, and Isabel Blanton each having 1. And Isabel almost had 2. If her shoe size was about a size smaller, she would have had 2. She would have had 2 threes, as her foot was on the line, but she was really close to having another one. Lady Cougars looking for their 5th straight win here this evening. They're coached by Todd Johnston. We'll take a break, introduce you to and talk to him and get his thoughts on the matchup after this. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Lady Cougars, head coach Todd Johnston. Coach, your team hit the most threes in a game since the KHSA website has been keeping track of stats. The second highest was 12 back in 2017. What was working?
Well, ball movement helps, and when they zone, we go in and out, move it side to side, and you don't go hunting for shots. Sometimes this year we've been guilty of trying to get our own and shoot too quick and turn down good shots to get better shots. And then obviously then the girls just have to step up and make them. And Sutton had a great night. Sid shot it like she used to, and hopefully will continue to shoot it. She's coming back a little bit at a time. Arissa made a couple. Spain Howard came in toward the end and made one. So 13 threes. I would like to have a lot of games like that.
Earlier today, what we've been doing this year is that we've been sponsoring the Third Region Media Poll, and every week we've released the rankings. You all have gotten a vote every now and then, but this week you are ranked 10th. I know you specifically are not really one that believes into rankings and everything like that, but what does that say, though, to your team about the work that they've been putting in to show that people are taking recognition of it?
Well, if you think back to at the beginning of the year, I told you that we were so much better. Our skills were so much better, and the fundamentals, the footwork. We spent a lot of time shooting this spring and summer, and basketball is a game of skill, and that's dribbling, passing, and shooting. Obviously, being athletic helps, being tall helps, but if you can dribble, shoot, and pass, you can compete in this area in any level against anybody. And so we're seeing that now. And again, you could look at our schedule. It's not nearly as tough as it was last year, but you still have to make shots. You still have to be able to make the right decision and make the right pass. So it's good. I mean, people are recognizing we're getting better, so that's always a positive. And, we talked about it Saturday and Friday about our confidence level is at an all-time high. You win 4 games in a row and got a chance tonight, a good chance tonight against LaRue County. So our girls are playing with a lot of confidence, but we're also executing better than we have since I've been here.
I don't know if you read my sheet for my next question, but the word that I was going to ask you about was confidence. What does that look like? Well,
not being afraid, some of it, expecting to win, knowing that you can make the right play at the right time. Those are the big things. And, sometimes, again, it's not taking the shot. It's being disciplined enough to turn it down and have confidence in your teammates. We have some girls that have always had some confidence in themselves, but do you have it on with your teammates that you trust them to make the play when they're supposed to? So we're seeing that more and more, and still got a long way to go, and it might be a few years before you really see it as a program, where year after year and what Grayson County is going to be about. And, it's something that I thought we had when we coached the boys. Everybody knew we were going to guard you, be tough, execute, and it's something that's coming along here. It just takes a while.
Natalie Gentry is a really good player for LaRue County, one of the better players you faced all season long. How do you slow her down, and how do you move to that 5 straight wins?
Well, Ella's got her work cut out for her, and Ella's a good matchup for her because Ella's about the same size. She's athletic. She's tenacious. She's not going to back down. But she's as close to the Lucas girl at Breckenridge County as we've seen. Now, I don't think she's Lucas, but she plays that way. She doesn't go out on the floor. She don't care about three. She's going to post you up. They isolate her in the high post a lot, a little bit like the Mavericks used to do Nowitzki, and let her do whatever. So we've got our work cut out for us. We're going to throw a couple of different things at her, whether we're zoning, whether we're doubling, things like that. So hopefully it'll slow her down, but they also got some girls capable of making a lot of shots, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. What do you try to take away? And, it may change from quarter to quarter on what we do because of that.
Coach, good luck. One more here. Coming up in the locker room show after this.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Grayson County and LaRue County about ready to get underway here in this evening's contest. Let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First for the Lady Hawks of LaRue County, who enter with a record of 3-14. Junior guard number 0, Caitlin Williams. She's averaging 5.8 points per game. Isabella Rivera is a junior forward, averaging 3.8 points and 2 rebounds per game. Natalie Gentry, the senior forward, averages 16.1 points and leads the team as well with 7.2 rebounds. Maddie Sema, she averages 4.1 points and 2.8 rebounds a game. And McCall Bryant, averaging 6.4 points and 1.8 rebounds a game. Once more, that starting lineup for LaRue County is Williams, Rivera, Gentry, Sema, and Bryant. The assistant coaches are Emily Skaggs and Brianna Bingham. And the head coach is Danielle Brown. And now the starting lineup for the Grayson County Lady Cougars with a record of 8-11. They have won 4 straight contests. Senior guard number 5, Arissa Riggs, averages 8.4 points and 3.6 rebounds per game. Junior guard number 10, Sydney Perkins, leads the team at 11.3 points a game. Sutton Van Meter, the sophomore point guard, coming off a career-high 15 her last time out. She's averaging just over 6 points a game. Kennedy Green leads the team in rebounding, 4.4 rebounds per game. And Ella Narvaez averages 1.8 points and 4.3 rebounds per game. Once more, that starting lineup: Riggs, Perkins, Van Meter, Green, Blanton. The assistant coaches are Elena Jones and Brian Jones. And the head coach is Todd Johnston. The play-by-play of Grayson County and LaRue County is next here on K105.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans?
From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service.
Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
She used to dance and dream of a better life, a brighter future. Today, thanks to Children International and friends like you, she dances for the world. Together, we give children in poverty a chance to set their sights high and achieve their dreams. Learn more about Children International and join us in our life-changing work at children.org today.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their Feel Better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your Feel Better starts here. At Midway Pharmacy.
Grayson County and LaRue County about ready to get underway here in this evening's game. The starting lineup for LaRue County: Williams, Rivera, Gentry, Sema, Bryan. And for Grayson County, it is Riggs, Perkins, Van Meter, Narvaez, and Green. The play-by-play is next on K105.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
Grayson County and LaRue County about ready to get underway here tonight from the Cougar Den here in what should be a great matchup. LaRue County with a record of 3-14. They've lost 6 straight games. On the other side, Grayson County comes in rolling. 8-11 is their record. They have won their last 4, including last time out against Washington County, hitting 13 three-pointers in the contest. It's time for basketball in Litchfield between the Grayson County Lady Cougars and the LaRue County Lady Hawks. As the opening tip is up, controlled by Natalie Gentry for LaRue County. It'll be the Lady Hawks with the basketball, working from left to right on your radio dial, wearing the blue jerseys with a black stripe up each side and white numerals. LaRue County has lost 6 straight games coming into this. They have not won since December the 22nd, a game against Gallatin County, as Rivera tries to curl around and takes an extra step at the left elbow, and an early turnover for LaRue County is going to give the basketball to the three-point shooting Lady Cougs. Last time out, 13 threes. It was the most threes they've hit in a game since at least 2014, when stats were officially kept here at Grayson County High School. Off to the right wing, Narvaez. Jump pass inside to Van Meter. Fires over to the far side. Perkins, 3 is up, and the 3 is good. Sydney Perkins puts in her first 3 of the game. She had 4 threes in that win against Washington County on Saturday afternoon. It's Caitlin Williams, the point guard for LaRue County. Bounce pass out front to Rivera. Rivera guarded by Perkins. Kicks it into the near side, and it's off the leg of Maddie Seema and goes out of bounds into the Grayson County bench. Your officials for tonight's game: Tommy Burris, Kevin Morris, and Brian Jones. Sutton Van Meter running the point here for Grayson. She has been playing extremely well. Todd Johnston, head coach of Grayson County, called last Saturday her best game of her career, where she scored 15 points. An 18-foot jumper on the far side by Arissa Riggs is left short. Rebounded on the floor by Rivera. Here comes an outlet pass to Gentry on the right side. She's fouled by Van Meter. And Van Meter will pick up her first foul and the team's first. Van Meter has dealt with foul trouble the last 2 games, including fouling out in Grayson County's Friday night win against Whitesville Trinity by a final score of 44-38 was the Lady Cougar victory that snapped their 9-game district losing streak. To Gentry. She spins in the lane over top of Narvaez, uses the glass. And Natalie Gentry, the leading scorer for LaRue County, gets their first points of the game. It's 3-2 Grayson. 6.5 left to play here in the first quarter of action. In between the circles is Van Meter. Gives it off the right side to the leading scorer, Perkins. Out front to the freshman, Green. Green is picked up by Gentry. To Perkins. Lets the defender go by in the lane. Flip shot. She's stripped on the way up. And a foul is going to be called on that strip. Whistled on Rivera. Her first, team's first. And 2 free throws will come for Sydney Perkins. And the free throw shot has not been there for Sydney as of late. She's shooting under 70% from the free throw line. First one there is good, including on Friday when she went 6 of 11 from the free throw line. I think if you asked her, and if you ask really anybody, she's a better free throw shooter than that. Second chance coming for Perkins is good. She's got all 5 of Grayson County's points, and they lead LaRue County 5-2, 6:18 left here in the first quarter of play. Gentry triggers into Caitlin Williams. Williams into the middle to Brian. Brian is a good 3-point shooter. They give it off to the left wing to Seema, who will take the 3. It bounces out. Gentry gets the rebound, spins it around. The shot's left short. Rebounded, though, by Green on the inside for Grayson. Green taps it off to the far side to Riggs, who angles back towards the far side of the floor. She'll pull up a transition 3. Right side. It's off to the right. Bounces off into the hands of LaRue County's Rivera. Rivera finds Seema on the far side of the floor, who will do a handoff pass to Williams. Williams to the right side to Gentry. Gentry over and around. Narvaez drives in the floater. is missed, but free throws are going to come as she was fouled by Ella Narvaez on the drive. For Narvaez, that is her first and the team's second. Natalie Gentry to the free throw line where she shoots a lot. She averages going to the line about 7 times a game. First one's good from Gentry. And the best part about her game is she makes her free throws. She's over 80% from the free throw line this season. Second chance coming from the senior Natalie Gentry is good. 5-4, Grayson leads LaRue. 5:45 left here in the opening quarter of play. Left wing Riggs, ball fake. Now she will take the three left side. It's off the back of the iron. Rebounded on the floor, stripped back into the hands of Grayson County. Perkins drives down the right side. She loses it, and it's out of bounds off of Grayson County. As Rivera came down with a rebound at first, but Perkins did a great job with a clean strip, got the ball, tried to drive around 3 LaRue County players. There was nothing there, though, and that ball goes out of bounds. 5-4. Grayson County hangs on to the 1-point advantage. 5.5 left here in the opening quarter of play. Rivera gets it in the near corner to Sema. Off to the right side to Williams. Williams at the free throw line kicks it back off to Gentry. Gentry at the left elbow. Back to Williams on the left wing. Williams jump pass back left side to Gentry. Gentry back to Williams. She steps into the left wing three. It's off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Narvaez for Grayson. Narvaez finds the senior Riggs, who breaks the timeline across the far side of the floor. Riggs drives down the right side. Flip shot is blocked and fouled. Free throws coming for Arissa Riggs. And we'll see who this foul is called on. It is called on McCall Bryan, her first, team second. The Arissa Riggs to the free throw line this season. She's hovering around the 70% mark. First one is good for Arissa Riggs. A perfect free throw there. Free throws have been something that Grayson County has been able to hang their hat on this season. They rank in the top 50 of the entire state. And the second free throw is good there for Riggs, as they're shooting just under 66%. And on the pass in, we are going to have a timeout taken by Danielle Brown. With 5:02 left in the first quarter of play, it's 7-4, Grayson on top, as this is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Lady Cougars lead 7-4, 5:02 to play here in the first quarter against the visiting LaRue County Lady Hawks. That caused Danielle Brown to take the timeout after they were trapped on the baseline. LaRue County does break the timeline this time with ease. It's Natalie Gentry down the right side, kicks it off to Sema. 3 near sides off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Riggs, and Riggs taps it off to Van Meter down the near side of the floor. Van Meter in between the circles, picks up her dribble, fires off to the right wing to Perkins. 3 is up, and 3 is way too long. Natalie Gentry picks up the loose board on the rebound for LaRue County. Gentry weaving through down the right side. Flip shot, right side's too hard. Kennedy Green gets the rebound. She taps it off again to Van Meter, who comes down here to the near side of the floor. The left-handed ball handler onto the left wing, out front to Perkins. Perkins thought about the step-back 3, but instead she's going to take her chance here at running the point. Left wing Narvaez. Narvaez out front to Green. Green drives down the right side, kicks it back to Perkins, who couldn't really corral the pass. Perkins gains it back, drives in amongst the trees. Shot was rejected by Rivera into the hands of Gentry. Gentry down the near side of the floor. Out front to Sema. Sema crosses it to Bryan. Bryan inside to Rivera over top of Perkins. Handoff pass. Williams shot from 18 feet on the left side's missed. Narvaez gets a loose ball for Grayson County and finds the junior Sydney Perkins. Perkins at the logo. Dribbles with the left hand. Crosses it left wing Van Meter. Van Meter is guarded by Williams as you have man-to-man defense here for LaRue County. Inside pass. Narvaez cuts down the lane. Misses the layup. Rebounded on the inside by Isabella Rivera for LaRue County. It's off to Natalie Gentry. Gentry spins down the right lane, goes up, flip shot blocked by Narvaez. Gentry gets it back, runs the baseline, now curls back. She's going to take it back in again. Kicks to the near corner. Bryan wide open. 3 is in and out. Pops out like some popcorn. Rebounded by Riggs for Grayson. Riggs taps it off to the far side to Van Meter. Van Meter drives down the right side, lowers her shoulder, falls down, no whistle. Rebounded by Narvaez. She saves it inbounds into the hands to the left wing to Perkins. Perkins at the left elbow. Backs it off and crosses it with a pass to Riggs. Riggs drives down the right side, around the defender, Bryan, and a foul is going to be called on McCall Bryan, and Arissa Riggs will go back to the free throw line. For Bryan, that is her second, team's third. Got a couple of subs that will come in for LaRue County after this first free throw coming from the senior Riggs. She is 2 of 2 on free throws in this game. And you can make that 3 of 3 for Arissa. Into the game here for LaRue County, Ella Pruitt, the sophomore, has appeared in every game, averaging just under 4 points a game. She is going to shoot the three. About 60% of her shots this season come from three-point range. And Scout Patrick, she's averaging 2.7 points. Riggs misses the second free throw. Rebounded, though, by Narvaez, who taps it off to Van Meter. Narvaez has done that a lot. Deep right wing three. Perkins, good! Nothing but nets for Sydney Perkins. She's got herself 8 points in the game. Grayson County leads 11-4. 2:38 to play in the first quarter of play. Pruitt is trapped in the backcourt. Another timeout is going to be taken on the floor by Danielle Brown. It'll be a full timeout with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Grayson County defense was able to get set up there, and it's exactly what you want. This has been a great start to the game for Grayson County offensively as they lead 11-4 in this game with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the opening quarter of play. Sydney Perkins has 8 points in the game. Arissa Riggs has added 3, but the biggest thing for Grayson here is that you're seeing Sydney consistently hit that three-point shot. She went through a stretch there, which all shooters do, where she wasn't playing bad by any means. It was just the shot wasn't falling. And the shot is starting to fall here, and that's huge because coming up on Friday night, Grayson County has a massive district game against Edmonson County in Brownsville that if they can find a way to pull off the upset on the road, they're right into the hunt of getting into that district tournament as a higher seed than maybe some people had expected at the beginning of the season. Now, again, right now, if you ask Todd Johnston, the only team that's on his mind, it's not Edmonson County, it's LaRue County, and Grayson County has that 11-4 lead with 2:35 left here in the opening quarter. And out of the timeouts, LaRue County will have the ball. Pruitt passes to Gentry. Gentry into the far corner, stepping into the three as Patrick misses it. And it's rebounded by Kennedy Green for Grayson. She gives it off to Van Meter. Van Meter, an outlet pass to Narvaez, who spins around, gives it to Riggs in the left wing. Riggs down inside to Green. On the left side, Green makes the shot. What ball movement by Grayson County. They lead 13-4. 2:10 to play in the first quarter. Interior pass is out of bounds off of... It was a verbal signal from the official. I think they're going to say it's off of it's off of LaRue County. Grayson County ball. Lady Cougars will get it after the turnover. Peyton Druin came into the game in that substitution break there for LaRue County. Van Meter's got to get it in. Throws it to the free throw line to Green. Green curls around the right side. Out front to Riggs. Riggs swings it out front now to Perkins. Perkins off to the left wing to Van Meter. Van Meter with the right hand, bounce pass out front, Green. She has to go down low to grab it. Green looking for help, and double dribble is going to be called on Kennedy Green at the top of the key. 13-4, 1:56 left in the first quarter of play. Grayson County leads LaRue County. The Lady Cougars are looking for the 5-game winning streak here. If they can pick up this and have a lot of confidence going into a big game on Friday in a district tournament again, or a district game against Edmonson County. An interior pass is knocked out of bounds by Grayson County. They say it was deflected on the interior by Riggs. LaRue County's going to keep it from right in front of the Grayson County cheerleaders who are standing on the baseline under the LaRue County basket. Bounce pass inside is ripped away, and we're going to have a jump ball, and that's a good call. Ella Pruitt and Arissa Riggs were fighting for it on the interior, and the jump ball is going to give the ball back to Grayson County. 1:47 left in the first quarter of play. It's 13-4. Grayson County with the advantage against LaRue County. Right side, Riggs. Takes one dribble. She'll pull up the three. Right side, too long, off the back of the iron. Caitlin Williams picks up the rebound for LaRue County. Williams weaving through at the free throw line. Jump pass inside, over top, basket good down the left side for Peyton Druin. She was able to curl down that left lane and kind of end the bleeding there for LaRue County. Riggs in transition, way too hard on the layup. Druin picks up the loose ball and slaps it off to Williams. Williams at the top of the key, takes it over to the left side, feeds it over to the far corner to Gentry, who drives baseline. Near corner three is up and in and out by Pruitt. Narvaez picks up another loose board for Grayson County. Gives it off to Van Meter. Van Meter in between the circles. To the right wing to Riggs. Riggs inside to Narvaez. Narvaez layup too hard. Rebound inside. Sema picked it up for LaRue County. Gives it off to Williams. Williams at the free throw line. Jump pass right block to Gentry. Gentry takes one dribble out front now to Sema. Sema crosses it left wing. Pruitt, three up. It is missed, and the rebound out of bounds off of the hand of Peyton Druin. Subs into the game here for Grayson County. Their first substitution will be Isabel Blanton. She's averaging about 4.5 points a game. And Briley Renfro, the senior defensive specialist, she's only averaging just about 1 point a game, but she's a pesky defender. 30 seconds left in the opening quarter. Grayson County with the 13-6 advantage. Van Meter at the top of the key. Bounce pass far corner to Narvaez. Out front to Van Meter. Van Meter has the ball on her right hip. Now she's going to back it off. Drives off to the left side. Van Meter back. Now she'll drive it one more time with 13 seconds. Handoff pass to Perkins with 10 seconds. Perkins backs it off now, has it at the logo with 7 seconds. Perkins gets a screen, drives down into the far corner, 18-footer, far side. Tried to use the glass, it's missed. Loose ball rebound is off to Van Meter. She doesn't get a shot off. And at the end of the first quarter of play, Grayson County leads LaRue County 13-6. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Did you know that over 700 kids enter the foster care system every day?
$700?
700.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Okay, let's try this.
Donate your small talk.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Great first quarter of action here from Grayson County High School, as it is Grayson County with a 13-6 advantage. As we start our second quarter of play, Sydney Perkins, 8 points in the quarter to lead all scorers. Biggest thing for Grayson is you're holding Natalie Gentry to 4 points in the quarter. I think Grayson did a really good job against her defensively. She is a really good player, and you want to try and limit her opportunities as much as you can. LaRue will start with the ball to start the second quarter of action. Williams at the left elbow, picks up her dribble. She tries to find help, gets it inside. Bryan has her pass knocked away into the hands of Van Meter. Gives it over to the far side to Riggs. Riggs in transition to Blanton. 16-footer on the far side's missed. Renfro gets the rebound for Grayson County. Out front to Riggs. Thought about the three. Riggs now will drive down the right side. Flip shot, right side, too hard. Rebound on the floor. Perkins has it. Falls down with it. One official's calling a walk. One official's calling a foul. And they're going to call it a walk instead. 7:34 left here in the opening half. Grayson County has the 13-6 advantage against LaRue County. Williams, the junior point guard. Bounce pass to the free throw line to Druin. Druin out front, off-balance shot to Sema is missed in the lane. Rebounded by Renfro for Grayson County. Renfro taps it off to Van Meter. In transition to Blanton on the left wing. Gets a screen, does Blanton. Back towards the middle, now backs it off. Back to the left wing to Van Meter, who steps into the three. The bank is not open for the sophomore. Williams gets the rebound for LaRue County. Williams, an outlet pass to the left wing to Sema. Sema drives down the left side. Renfro there to pick her up. Out to the far side, Pruitt. Pruitt from 10 feet on the left side. Ball goes in and out. Rebounded by Blanton. She's fouled from behind by Druin. For Druin, that'll be her first and the team's fourth of the first half of play. The freshman Scout Patrick will re-enter the game for LaRue County. Peyton Druin will take a seat. I'm liking the start, though, here for Grayson County in this game. They've taken advantage from the start. The offense, though, has gone a little bit cold, but the biggest thing with this is that they've not let that affect them on the defensive end as Blanton curls in the lane, makes the shot off the backboard from about 10 feet in the lane, and it's 15-6 Grayson County. Because we've seen that at times where the offense has struggled for Grayson, and then in turn the defense struggles. But the defense has been really good when the offense has struggled here in this game. Right wing three is put in by Maddie Sema, her first three of the game. And LaRue County brings this game to within 6. Down the right side, Arissa Riggs with a take. She'll put it in down the right side. She's got 5 points. 17-9. Grayson with the 8-point advantage. 6:08 to play here in the second quarter. Left side shot is missed by Williams. Rebound put back missed by LaRue County. The rebound is knocked out of bounds by Kennedy Green on the inside. It's going to stay here with the Lady Hawks of LaRue. 17-9, Grayson with the advantage. 6:02 left here in the first half of play. Bounce pass into the far corner to Patrick. She'll take the three in the far side. It's missed. Long rebound chased down by Renfro. Grayson County's got numbers. Renfro bounce pass to Blanton. Down the right side, blocked by Gentry. Gentry did a great job following Blanton the entire way and was able to block that ball out of bounds. It was a 2-on-1 attack, and Gentry played that one just about as good as you possibly can. Van Meter into the corner to Green. Out front to Riggs. Back into the corner to Van Meter. Three up, three good. First points of the game for Sutton Van Meter. Grayson County leads 20-9. The three-point shot continues to fall for the Lady Cougars. Sema into Gentry. Gentry spins towards the baseline. Didn't have it. Out front to Williams. She'll try to answer with a three. It's off to the right. Rebound taken away by LaRue. Blocked by Green on the inside. Picked up on the inside by Sema. She spins around and misses the shot, but free throws will come. Briley Renfro will pick up the foul. That is her first, team's third. To the charity stripe will be Maddie Sema. She is a 71.4% free throw shooter this season, and the first one is good. Sema also a good volleyball player for the LaRue County Lady Hawks. 156 kills, and also led the volleyball team with 70 blocks. Narvaez comes back in for Grayson in place of Kennedy Green. Sema makes both free throws there. She's got 5 in the quarter. It's 20-11. Grayson County with the advantage against LaRue County. Right side, Van Meter off the screen. Shot from 18 feet's missed. Narvaez had the rebound, falls down with it, and a foul's called on LaRue County. It is whistled on Ella Pruitt, her first, team's 5th. It's going to stay on the floor, though. Into the game for the Lady Hawks, Addison Skaggs. She's got 5 points this year and averaging just under a rebound a game. She's appeared in 12 of their 17 games. Right side Renfro into the far corner to Van Meter. Van Meter backs it off deep on the right wing to the volleyball line to Riggs. The senior calls out the offense. Right wing Van Meter. Three is up. Three is good. Sutton's got a pair in the quarter. Grayson leads 23-11. 4 threes in the half. Now for the Grayson County Lady Cougars. Right wing Gentry. She's looking to get it inside to Skaggs and tries, and Skaggs wasn't ready for it. Goes through her hands and out of bounds. 4:48 left here in the opening half of play. Grayson County leads 23-11 against LaRue County. At the logo, Riggs has it. Off to the left wing to Van Meter. Van Meter with the right hand. Top of the key, 18-footer straight away. Bang! She's got it. Puts it in. Van Meter. Timeout taken by LaRue County. Sutton Van Meter is feeling it from the floor, as are the Lady Cougs. 4:31 left in the first half. It's 25-11 Grayson. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Sutton Van Meter is feeling it from the floor right now for Grayson County as they are in control of this one with 4:31 left in the first half. They lead 25-11 against LaRue County, forcing Danielle Brown to call a 30-second timeout. She's taken now 3 first-half timeouts. Get it into Gentry. Gentry guarded by Narvaez. She crosses it to the far corner to Pruitt. Pruitt drives the baseline. Renfro does a really good job closing that off. Into Skaggs. Skaggs double teamed out front to Gentry. Gentry drives down and an offensive foul. Van Meter came into the lane, took it perfectly. And for Natalie Gentry, that'll be her first, team 6th. That's what we've seen Sutton Van Meter do time and time again. She scored 8 straight points and now takes a charge in the other end. Let's see if they'll let her take a heat check here. Van Meter drives down the right side, fades it away from 10 feet. Oh, it's a little long. Narvaez gets the rebound. Back out front, though, to Van Meter, to Blanton. Blanton at the free throw line. The floater off balance, and it was off balance because she was hacked and fouled. Foul is called on Maddie Sema, her first, team 7th. 2 shots coming for Isabel Blanton. Blanton from the charity stripe this year, just about 70%. The sophomore lets it fly. It is good. Sydney Perkins re-enters the game. Briley Renfro comes out. Briley gave some really good minutes there for Grayson County. Second chance coming for Blanton is good. She makes the second. 2 of 2 goes Isabel Blanton. Grayson leads 27-11. 3:48 to play in the first half. Van Meter almost gets the steal, but instead it'll be a foul called on Sutton, and it'll be her second, team's 4th. And Bree Jones is going to get her first minutes, and Sutton Van Meter will come out with those 2 fouls. Be 27-11, 3:47 left here, and the pass almost taken away by Narvaez. Double team into the backcourt, and a foul's called on Blanton. That'll be her first and the team's 5th. I mentioned that Briley Renfro, I thought, gave a couple of really good minutes when she came out, and it was clear Todd Johnston agreed, gave her a hug as she came off the floor. Because, I mean, she didn't score, played really good defense on a couple of those drives, though, and that's what you need from a player like Briley. Williams, an outlet pass down to the left side to Sema. She can't corral the pass, just has to tap it off to the outside to Gentry. Gentry, outside Williams, deep, right wing 3 is off to the left. Rebound by Skaggs, put back, missed in the lane. Gentry's got it, ripped, and a foul is called on Bree Jones on the inside. For Jones, that'll be her first, team 6th. Really close to almost being a jump ball. It was bang, bang. 3:25 left in the first half. They'll throw it in to Gentry. She almost had it stripped. Gentry down the left side. Gets it into the far corner to Williams. Williams outside to Skaggs. Skaggs off to the right wing to Sema. Sema crosses it left side. Williams into the far corner. Gentry. That's only her 11th attempted 3 of the season, and she puts it in. Natalie Gentry hits the 3. Gentry was 2 of 10 from 3 in that game. Jones drives down, and she's swiped on the drive. And hit in the face. Hopefully Bree's okay. It's called on Addison Skaggs. It's her first, team's 8th. Danielle Brown doesn't agree with the call, but I think Bree Jones will, it looked like she got swiped in the mouth on the drive down in, but she's holding her hand. And Jones will go to the line to shoot 1 in the bonus. Danielle Brown asking for the explanation. I thought it was pretty obviously a foul from my vantage point. 1-and-1 coming for Jones. Free throw is short, and Skaggs gets the rebound. Skaggs gives it into the middle to Williams. Williams onto the right side, gives it to Gentry. Gentry tried to get the pass into Skaggs. There wasn't a window for her. Gentry straight away into the far corner to Sema. Back into Gentry on the left block. Gentry quickly double teamed. Gentry corrals it around, gives it off to the free throw line, into the near corner to Williams. They leave her alone. Her 7-foot floater is missed. Rebound on the inside by Narvaez. And a foul is going to be called on the rebound on Isabel Blanton. That'll be her second, team 7th. Todd Johnston asking the official Brian Jones for an explanation. And Coach Johnston is explaining how he saw it. Brian Jones is explaining how he saw it. And that's that. Addison Skaggs, 3 of 7 from the free throw line. She will shoot 1 in the bonus, and she makes the first one. See, I like that there. And that's Brian Jones, the official, for one, having a really good relationship with Todd Johnston and vice versa. They just had a conversation there about what you saw, and now we move on. Skaggs, second chance coming. Is up, and she misses it. Rebounded by Narvaez for Grayson County. It's 27-15, Grayson with the lead against LaRue County. 2.5 left in the second quarter. Sutton Van Meter comes back into the game for the Lady Cougars. Out front, Renfro. Left wing, Van Meter. Van Meter out front, Perkins. 3 straight away is short. Long rebound, chased down by Riggs in the corner. She gives it off to the right side to Renfro. Todd Johnston takes a timeout. 2:17 to play in the first half. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We will keep it locked in here. The Cougar boys are in action coming up as that game's going to get underway here any minute as they are facing Owensboro Catholic this evening. We'll try to bring you some updates if we can't. I know we have eyes on the ground there. Maybe you're there listening to the Lady Cougar game as you're consuming the Cougar boys game. And if you are, leave us a comment on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll be able to bring some updates of the Cougar boys game. Sadly, we've tried to get our crew member, Jaden Kinney, to invent to where we can be in 2 places at once. He's not quite there yet. He's about 75% of the way there. He's been working really hard trying to invent it. He's like, if you've been watching the NFL commercials, there's the commercial with Albert Einstein. That's pretty much what Jaden Kinney is looking like, trying to figure out how we can be in 2 places at once. Maybe next year. Right wing Perkins out of the timeout for Grayson to the left side to Narvaez. Out front to Van Meter. Swings it off to the right side, deep on the right wing to Perkins. Out front Riggs. Left side, Van Meter. Spins it around out front to Green. Green right side, Riggs. Riggs will drive down the right side. Shot blocked by Skaggs. Rebounded by Gentry. Gentry will push up the far side of the floor. Angles down here towards the near side and has it just ripped away by Kennedy Green, and it'll be a jump ball. Danielle Brown doesn't agree with the call. And Danielle Brown, interestingly enough, I think asked the official, did she not walk? Which is interesting that a coach would ask, did her own player walk? I might have misread her lips there, though. Left wing Green. Drives down at the free throw line. Bounce pass back to Van Meter. Stutter step for Van Meter. Out front Riggs. Left side. 3 short. Skaggs gets the rebound. Taps it off to Williams. Williams pushes down here to the near side of the floor at the free throw line. In transition, Williams' jumper is off to the right. Riggs gets the rebound, has it poked away by Skaggs, and it's going to be Grayson County basketball. Isabel Blanton re-enters for Grayson County. 1:22 to play here in the first half. Grayson County leads 27-15. It'll be Van Meter to run the point here for Grayson County. Left wing Narvaez. Narvaez out front, Blanton. Blanton off to the right side to Van Meter. She thought about the 3. Now in front to Green. Green swings it off left side, Blanton. Blanton out front, walks with it. She was trying to do the pass, but the passing lane wasn't quite there. Todd Johnston trying to plead his case to the official, Kevin Morris, saying what he saw. And both of them are laughing about whatever conversation is being had. Right side Williams drives in, jump pass to the free throw line to Gentry. Gentry spins it back to Williams. 53 seconds left in the first half of play. Grayson County has a 27-15 advantage. Sema off left wing. Pruitt inside to Skaggs. Her layup too hard. Jones gets the loose ball for Grayson County. Bree Jones pushes and immediately slows down as she crosses the half-court line. Todd Johnston might be wanting to hold for the final shot. Left wing Narvaez. They're going to run their offense here with 30 seconds left in the first half. Narvaez out front to Jones. Jones back to Narvaez. Here comes some pressure coming from Skaggs. Right side Blanton. Into the far corner now to Jones. Jones guarded by Williams. Jones drives in. Back outside now to Green with 13 seconds left in the first half. Green on the left wing. Spins it around. Bounce pass out front to Jones with 7 seconds. Jones drives down the right side. Foul is called on the floor. Whistled on Caitlin Williams, her first, team's 9th. And 1-1 will come here for Bree Jones. She's 0 of 1 on free throws in this game. Riggs and Renfro re-enter for Grayson. Blanton and Narvaez come out. 5.5 on the clock. 1-1 coming here for Bree Jones. The first one is good for Jones. So she'll get one more. One of the LaRue County players. And it was kind of weird how that play went, is that they had got set, they gave it to Jones, and Grayson sent in some subs. So it was almost like she took that first free throw because one of the LaRue County players, Addison Skaggs, ran down after that other free throw to get back on the offensive end. Second free throw, good by Jones. She makes both of the free throws. You got 5.5 on the clock. They give it into Gentry. Gentry weaves down here towards the near side with 2 seconds. Gentry off the right wing. 3 at the buzzer is missed. The end of the first half of play. Grayson leads LaRue 29-15. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
This is Cougar basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to the Cougar Den. Grayson County has the advantage against LaRue County 29-15. Coming up here on our halftime show, we will run down some scores from around the region. We'll run down the scoring from this game, and we'll get you ready for the second half of play. We'll also see if we can't find an update from the Cougar boys game that should be getting ready to start really here any minute from the Owensboro Sports Center as they're taking on one of the top teams in the third region boys basketball. In fact, in the most recent edition of the third region boys basketball poll, which was last week, Owensboro Catholic was the #1 team in the region. Now tomorrow, when the boys poll is released, they might drop. I don't know. All the votes have not been counted just quite yet. I know I haven't officially voted. They will probably be second, though, in that poll when it's released. But it's still a huge opportunity for the Cougar boys to continue some of the momentum that they built last week. We'll take a break, run down some scores from around the region after this. This is Cougar basketball on K105.
My mom was caught doing drugs, and they said this is not where children are supposed to be. So they removed me and my siblings and put us into foster care.
Brianna spent 9 years in foster care before being adopted with help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
After I was adopted, I felt very safe. I definitely see myself going in the right direction.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care like Brianna who need a family now. You can help us find them the safe, permanent homes they deserve. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. You know it's true. Mom, we love you always. Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
I'm William Shatner. I've been around a long time, but I'm truly humbled when I see the real battles our brave, paralyzed veterans have faced defending our freedom.
I was on a routine patrol
and we were in the desert of Kuwait, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay, folks, this is heroism. That's why I'm proud to support Paralyzed Veterans of America. Go to pva.org to learn how you can make a difference.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Lady Cougs lead LaRue County 29-15 at the half. Try to see if we can run down a quick score or two from around the region as we do the scroll through here. Really good first half of play for Grayson County. As we mentioned, the Cougar boys are in action tonight at Owensboro Catholic. Game getting ready to get underway, and boys basketball, Bowling Green and Ohio County. That's going to be a really, really good game coming from Hartford today. And girls basketball, Central Hardin leads North Hardin 22-19 at the half. Girls basketball, Russellville leads University Heights 40-13. That score is at the half as well. And girls at the end of the first quarter, Allen County Scottsville leads Todd County Central 18-13 at the end of the first quarter. We touched on the third region media poll as we went into break for the boys, but the third region media poll for girls was released earlier today. And the Grayson County Lady Cougars, for the first time all season, were ranked. They were 10th in the most recent edition, as there were 8 different media members that voted from around the third region. And we want to thank them for taking the time to vote every single week. It's something that we put together. And the boys poll will be released tomorrow. You can see that on our K105 Sports Twitter. Take a break, run down the scoring from the first half of play after this. Again, your score at the half, Grayson County 29-15, as this is Grayson County Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, 29-15. The Lady Cougs lead LaRue County here at the half. Running down the scoring for the first half of play. First for LaRue County, 7 points for Natalie Gentry, 5 for Maddie Sema, 2 for Peyton Druin, and 1 for Addison Skaggs. For Grayson County, it was 8 points each from Sutton Van Meter and Sydney Perkins. 5 points for Arissa Riggs, 4 for Isabel Blanson, and 2 apiece for Bree Jones and for Kennedy Green. Really good first half of play for Grayson, and again, I touched on this a little bit in the first half of play, that for me, what I like the most is that there were some moments in there where the offense, where the ball was not falling, but it didn't end up impacting them on the defensive end of the ball, which is exactly what you want. If you're the Lady Cougars moving forward in this game, is that you want to make sure that if you're not playing great offense, that's going to be huge, especially on Friday night, where you're going up against a really good team in Edmonson County and one of the tougher places to play in this region, especially when you walk into that region with Grayson County across your chest. You know that Edmonson County is going to be fired up and ready to roll. Hopefully Grayson County can be fired up and ready to roll as well and come away with, they have a chance of beating a really, really solid Edmonson County team on their home floor, and it's going to have to start on the defensive end and rebounding in that game. Second half's next here on K105.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You didn't even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Second half of action here from Grayson County High School. LaRue County trails Grayson County 29-15. It will be the Lady Hawks ball to start. They now work from right to left, and a three on the left side is left short by Isabella Rivera. The rebound goes out of bounds off of Rivera. In the first half of play, Grayson County got 8 points apiece from Sydney Perkins and Sutton Van Meter. And the biggest story with both of them is that Sydney got her 8 in the first quarter. Sutton got her 8 in the second quarter. So both of them had good quarters. And for Van Meter, it was an 8-0 run that she went on by herself and then ended it with taking a charge. Perkins down to the right block to Narvaez, fades it around. The big shot good for Narvaez. Her first points of the game. Grayson County has the advantage, 31-15, 7.5 left here in this third quarter of action. Gentry down the left side, spins it around, now backs it off here into the near corner. Gentry, the leading scorer for LaRue County, 7 points in the first half of play. Grayson County did a really good job on her. Rivera, an off-balance left elbow shot, bounces off the top of the backboard. It is no good. Into Gentry. Her shot is missed, but she'll go to the free throw line. Foul called on Riggs, her first, team's first of the second half of play. And it'll be Natalie Gentry to the free throw line to shoot 2. She's 2 of 2 in this game. As we mentioned, Gentry shoots just under 81% from the free throw line this year. And the first one for the star senior for the Lady Hawks is in the bottom of the net. She's a really talented player, and she uses her size to her advantage and plays bigger than she is. She's about 5'9" listed on the roster. She's a really talented player. Second free throw good by Gentry. She makes them both. Grayson County still hangs on to the 2-touchdown advantage, 31-17. 7:04 to play in the third quarter. Left wing Riggs off to the right side. Gentry knocks the pass out of bounds, and it goes into the scores table. And that scores table bent back a little bit there, and your official score and PA announcer, Mr. Brian Payton, I think had his life flash before his eyes a little bit, not because of Natalie Gentry, because that scores table was coming flying towards him. Left wing Perkins. LaRue County now coming out with a little zone pressure, 1-2-2 zone. Far side Perkins. They stuck with man-to-man really for the most part to start in this game. Narvaez off to the left wing, deep left wing three by Riggs. It's an air ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. 6:35 to play in the third quarter. It's 31-17. Grayson County has the advantage against LaRue County in this game. Williams, bounce pass to Gentry. Gentry down the right side, flip shot, good. She'll go to the line. She's fouled hard. She's slow to get up after the play is Natalie Gentry, and hopefully she is okay. Not sure where trainer Scott is. He must have stepped out for a moment, and Gentry is very slow to get up, and she seems a little off balance. but it appears that she is okay. She did make the shot. The foul was called on Kennedy Green. It's only her first, team's second. Gentry will go back to the line. That was a very hard foul, or hard fall, rather. Free throw, good by Gentry. Makes it an 11-point game now, 31-20, 6:20 left in the third quarter. Right wing Perkins out front. Setting up the offense is Sutton Van Meter. Sticking with the zone is LaRue County. Grayson County had a lot of success against the zone of Washington County on Saturday. Van Meter out front to Riggs, swings it off to the left wing to Perkins. Perkins picks up her dribble, might have gotten away with a walk. On the far side, Riggs. Near corner now, here comes Van Meter. Grayson just slowly working their offense. They scored on their first possession, but since that point have gone cold. Deep left wing three by Perkins. It's off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Green, but it's off her hand. But it was off her hand because she was wrapped up and fouled by Williams. For Williams, that is her second and the team's first. And Caitlin Williams, you could tell, she just nodded her head at the official as if to say, yep, I didn't think I was going to get away with that. Right side, Riggs. Into the near corner at Perkins. Perkins drives down the right side, speeds down the lane, layup too hard. Long rebound out of bounds off of LaRue County. It'll be Grayson County basketball. Danielle Brown holds up both hands. And the official said that it was off of McCall Bryant on the inside. Van Meter fires in to Narvaez. Deep onto the right side now to Perkins. Out front into the corner to Van Meter. And Van Meter probably smartly just backs it off. We're going to set up the offense again. Narvaez to the free throw line. Back to Van Meter. Deep on the right side, backs it off. 2-1-2 zone defense now here for LaRue County. Left wing, Perkins. Off to the right side, Van Meter drives down to the near corner, picks up her dribble, feeds it back out front now to Riggs. To the right side to Van Meter. Van Meter was going to drive or was going to pass. Nothing was there either. Crossing, Perkins left alone on the left wing. Didn't take the shot and gets it outside now to Riggs. The defensive pressure giving Grayson County some fits. Pass over to the far side. Perkins got it. Drives far baseline. Shot good. She'll go to the line as she's fouled by LaRue County. Foul called on Isabella Rivera. Her second, team's second. Perkins in double figures now, and she'll try to make it 11 as she'll go to the free throw line here. She's 2 of 2 in the game. First one, good. It's a great take by Sydney Perkins. She's getting better at that shot. Williams loses the ball out of bounds on the inbounds passes. Green and Van Meter came with a double, and it just went right through her legs and out of bounds. 4:52 left here in the third quarter. Grayson leads LaRue 34-20. Van Meter to Trigger from underneath of her own basket. Throws it out front to Riggs. Riggs the right side to Perkins. Back out front now, Riggs. Riggs swings it off left wing, Van Meter. She'll catch and shoot the three, and it is missed. Rebounded by Gentry. Gentry has it stripped, knocked away into the hands, though, of McCall Bryan. Bryan will give it back to Williams. Out front to Gentry. Gentry down the right side, picks it up from 7 feet. Off to Williams. Williams backs it off. Todd Johnston calling for the defensive pressure. Williams ripped away. Narvaez, great defense. Williams reached out a little bit too much on that dribble, and Narvaez said, I'll take that one too. 4:25 left in the third quarter. Grayson County is going to get the ball back here after the jump ball. They lead 34-20. Left wing Perkins. She's left all alone from 3. She takes it on the left side. It pops out. Rebound, though, by Kennedy Green. Bounce pass into Perkins, and she walks with it down the left side. I don't know how that shot did not fall for Sydney Perkins. I mean, that one went all the way in and popped out. Gentry gives it into Rivera. Rivera back to Gentry. Gentry now going to run the point. Gentry just goes coast to coast down the left side, flips it up, off balance, too hard. Perkins gets the rebound for Grayson. Perkins weaves through down here towards the near side of the floor. Angles back. Now she'll drive down the right side, flips it up, off balance, right side. That one doesn't fall at all. Another one for Perkins that goes all the way in and pops out. LaRue's got it after the rebound. Gentry back to Sema. Sema back to Gentry in the far corner. Guarded by Riggs. Gentry tried to drive in. It was shut off, though, by Green. Left wing 3 by Bryan is off to the right. Rebound chased down long, though, by Williams. Williams has her interior pass knocked away by Narvaez. Kennedy Green's there to pick it up. Gives it off to Van Meter, who pushes it, angling it up. 18-footer straight away in transition. Got it! Van Meter puts in the transition basket. Danielle Brown calls a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. We will take it with her. Grayson County leads LaRue County 36-20. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Full timeout taken there by Danielle Brown as Grayson County has the 36-20 advantage here in the third quarter. Brown is in her third season at the helm of the program, 23-40. She was hired as a new coach in 2020. She was a star basketball player for the Lady Hawks. Played college basketball at St. Catherine College, which is there in Springfield, Kentucky. In fact, we were just there. If you went to the game at Washington County, you drove right past what used to be St. Catherine College. Brown's younger sister, Ivy, was named Miss Basketball at LaRue County in 2014. She went on to be a phenomenal player for the Western Kentucky Lady Toppers and is now a assistant coach for Greg Collins and the Western Kentucky Lady Toppers. And another one of her sisters, Presley, played college basketball for Bellarmine. So it is a very athletic family, and the hardwood is something that the Brown family is very used to playing at. Out of the timeout, passing over to the far side, bounce pass left side to Skaggs in transition. Skaggs gets the shot. It's one of the best offensive possessions of the game run there by LaRue County. They took it all the way down the floor and got the basket. Van Meter's got it on the near side of the floor. In between the circles. Left wing to Riggs. Riggs out front to Narvaez. Narvaez off to the right side to Van Meter. Van Meter out front to Riggs. Ball fake. Riggs fakes the drive, backs it off left wing to Narvaez. Narvaez out front to Perkins. Off to the right side, Riggs. Riggs fakes the pass inside, scans out front now to Perkins. The defense for LaRue County has been good in this second half. I'm not sure if an adjustment was made, but the zone has worked better, although they're back to man-to-man now. Riggs at the free throw line, spins down around, tries to get around the defender, almost falls down with it, looking for help, and we're going to have a timeout taken by Todd Johnston. 2:24 left to play in the third quarter of play. It is 36-22. It'll be a 30-second timeout taken by the Grayson County head coach, Todd Johnston. Lady Cougars will have the remainder of the week off. In fact, I have an update here from the Grayson County game as it is 13-8 to Owensboro Catholic leads Grayson County at the start of the second quarter of play. As the Cougar boys were up 8-6, though, at the end of the first quarter. So that's a good one going on there in Owensboro tonight. Hopefully the Cougar boys can come away with a big road victory. Out of the timeout, Grayson County's got it. Left wing, Blanton into the far corner. Van Meter, three is off the back of the iron. Long rebound chased down by Riggs. Riggs feeds it into the near corner. Perkins, three is up, three is in. Sydney Perkins puts in the three for Grayson County. She's got 14 points. Grayson County leads 29-22. Gentry at the free throw line. Feeds it off into the far corner to Scout Patricks, who's into the game. To Pruitt. Pruitt back out front now to Gentry. Out front to Williams. Three straight away is good. She gets the shooter's roll. Caitlin Williams. Been an off shooting night for her today, but she finds the bottom of the net with that one. It's still a 14-point Grayson County lead, 39-25. Just about 90 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Right side, Van Meter. Out front to Blanton. Blanton off to the left wing to Perkins. Out front to Riggs. Riggs does a ball fake. Off to the right side to Sutton Van Meter. Van Meter out front to Narvaez. Grayson County just slowly working their offense here as they have the 14-point advantage. Handoff pass Riggs, back to Narvaez on the left side. Narvaez just holding the ball. Now Skaggs comes up in defensive pressure. Riggs drives down the right side, loses it, and it spins out of bounds off the foot of a LaRue County player, Skaggs. 1:01 to play in the third quarter. Some of the LaRue County fans don't like it, but it was clear on the opposite end of the floor of them. I always appreciate it's not like the official Kevin Morris had the best angle out of anybody. I couldn't see it from where I'm sitting, and if I can't see it, then some of them couldn't see it either. In between the circles, and that's not just the LaRue County fan base that does that. Every fan base in the history of all sports does that. Right side, Van Meter. 45 seconds left in the third quarter of play. Left wing, Green. Green curls it around, drives it off, gives it off to the right side to Van Meter. Van Meter off to the left wing to Narvaez. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Grayson just more than fine with just kind of running their offense here and running some clock. Narvaez picks up her dribble out front to Green. Green splits defenders, drives down the right side. Shot good! Kennedy Green, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line. What a take by Kennedy Green down the right side. Foul called on Addison Skaggs. She came on the help side defense and made some contact with the body. And it'll be Green to the free throw line. Riggs and Renfro in. Narvaez and Blanton out for Grayson. 18.8 on the clock. Really great take in the drive there by Kennedy Green. Bree Jones will also come into the game for Grayson County as Sutton Van Meter will get a breather. Here comes the N1 opportunity for Kennedy Green. It is good. She gets the shooter's roll. 18.8 on the clock here in the third quarter, 42-25. Grayson County leads LaRue County. Handoff pass to Williams with 12 seconds. Williams down the left side, spins it around at the free throw line. Kicks it off into the far corner. A shot is up, partially blocked by Grayson. Renfro's got it with 4 seconds. Renfro pushing up the floor, angling it back here. Lets it fly at the buzzer, and it is no good. At the end of the first quarter of play, or at the end of the third quarter of play, Grayson County leads 42-25. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
Lady Cougars up 42-25 as we start the final quarter of play from Grayson County High School. Lady Cougars looking to be on their way to winning their 5th straight game, which will be their longest stretch of consecutive wins since January of 2021 when they won 5 straight games. They'll look to make it 6 then next week. Out of the quarter break, LaRue County's got the ball. Again, work from right to left here on the radio dial as they give it out front to Caitlin Williams. A bounce pass, handoff back to Williams, ripped away by Renfro. And we're going to have a jump ball that is going to give the ball back to Grayson County. Great defense by Briley Renfro on the inside. Sutton Van Meter will come into the game here for Grayson. Bree Jones will take a seat. .740 left to play in the fourth quarter. Grayson County leads 42-25. Left wing Riggs. Out front in between the circles to Perkins. Perkins backs it off now. Man-to-man defense for LaRue County to start this quarter. They shifted a little bit of zone early on in that third, but went back to man. The defense has been much better for LaRue, though, in this second half of action. Near corner, Van Meter. Out front to Riggs. Riggs drives down the left side. She's got an open lane. The floater is too hard. Rebounded on the inside by Seema. Seema gives it off to Williams. Todd Johnston claps his hands to set up the Grayson County defense. They got their traditional 55 man-to-man. Williams in between the circles, bounce pass to the left elbow to Rivera. Rivera curls it around, gives it outside to Seema. Seema guarded by Perkins. Seema drives in, shot off balance. Great defense by Perkins, and it's an air ball. Rebounded by Riggs for Grayson County. Riggs inside to Green. Green shot off the right side is short, and the rebound by Gentry. Gentry pushes up the near side of the floor. She angles back, fades it, 10 feet, left side, missed. Perkins gets the rebound for Grayson. Perkins up the far side of the floor, now angles back here towards the near side. Grayson leads LaRue 42-25. 6:28 left to play here in the fourth quarter of action. Left wing Riggs gets a screen from Green. Riggs drives down, gives it back to Van Meter. Ball fake. Now Van Meter's got it in between the circles. Left wing Renfro. Renfro inside to Riggs. Riggs down the left side. Too hard on the layup. Rebounded by LaRue County. LaRue County gets the ball. Williams speeds down the lane. At the free throw line, she picks it up, feeds it off to the right side. Shot way off to the right by Rivera. Rebound by Gentry. Her putback is fouled, and free throws will come for Natalie Gentry as Sydney Perkins is whistled for the foul. Her first, only the team's third of the half. Gentry back to the free throw line. In fact, all of the fouls that have been called in this half have been called on Natalie Gentry and have resulted in free throws for the senior. First one is good. Ella Narvaez re-enters the game for Grayson County. Briley Renfro comes out. I liked what I've seen from Briley Renfro today. She's given some really good minutes. The second chance coming is good for Natalie Gentry. 42-27. Grayson leads by 15 points. Under 6 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter of action. Green drives down the right side, gets around the defender, layup good! Kennedy Green with a great take. Down the hole and down the lane. She's got 7. Grayson reclaims their 17-point advantage. Stepping into a long 2 straight away is missed by Patrick. Narvaez picks up the loose ball for Grayson. Feeds it off to Van Meter, who angles back here towards the near side as she crosses the timeline. Left wing Riggs scans it around. Keeps her head up. Now she's going to dribble it off in between the circles to Van Meter on the right side. Van Meter into Narvaez. Narvaez down the right side. Her layup's good. Ella Narvaez has 4. Great feed for Grayson. And the Lady Cougs are rolling 46-27. 5:07 to play in the fourth quarter. Gentry down the right side goes in. Feeds it off to Patrick. 10 feet far side. It's an air ball. Rebounded by Narvaez, and Narvaez taps it off to Van Meter. An outlet pass to the right wing to Riggs. Riggs angles down towards the right block, looking for help. She has it stripped, and the loose ball into the hands of Van Meter on the floor, and out of bounds. It's going to be LaRue County ball. Officials had to talk and see what they wanted to do. Isabel Blanton comes into the game for Grayson County. Kennedy Green will take a seat. And Todd Johnston talking to her, and I'm sure a lot of that is probably, hey, like some really good minutes there. Chloe Eads, the freshman, comes in here for LaRue County. She's appeared in all but one game, averaging just under a point a contest. Left wing Gentry, guarded by Narvaez. Gentry down the right side, kicks it off to the far corner. 3 is up by Seema, and Seema puts in the 3. She's got 8 points, and it's 46-30. Grayson County leads 4.5 to play. Danielle Brown calling for some defensive pressure now. Riggs right up the middle, breaks the timeline, spins it around. Riggs now will speed down the right lane, backs it off, handoff pass to Perkins. Perkins at the free throw line, she'll back it off, and Smart, you've got a 16-point advantage. Run some clock if you're Grayson County. Perkins at the logo. Comes down here to the near side, gets a screen from Van Meter, gets a screen from Narvaez. Now Perkins takes it down here to the near side. She's just dribbling it back and forth. Finally gives it off to Van Meter. Van Meter gets a screen from Narvaez, doesn't really take it. Van Meter, interior pass to Riggs, is knocked and taken away by Bryan. Not really the greatest pass in the world from Sutton Van Meter as she threw it into the double team, into the far corner. Inside now to Gentry, and Gentry's fouled from behind by Narvaez. It's her second, team's 4th. 3:38 left here in the fourth quarter, 46-30. Grayson County has the 16-point lead against LaRue County. Into the far corner to Gentry. Gentry to the far side. Bryan does a ball fake, guarded by Perkins, though. Left side, three is up by Williams. It's short, and chased down on the loose ball. Isabel Blanton, she loses it. It's off of Grayson County is the call, and it's going to be LaRue County ball. I say Blanton just lost it. Kevin Morris said that Blanton tried to throw the ball at Williams, and it never hit her, was his explanation that he gave Todd Johnston. In the near corner, Sema. Bounce pass to Gentry. Gentry drives down the left lane, gets it up, flips it up, left side too hard. Narvaez gets the loose ball, and we're going to have a foul called on Williams. And that'll be Williams' third, team's fourth. So Williams came in and made a little contact from behind. That's what the officials saw. Narvaez comes out, Bree Jones comes in. 3:16 left here in the fourth quarter. It's 46-30, Grayson with the advantage. Van Meter into the far side to Riggs. Riggs takes it up the far side of the floor, guarded by Williams. Bounce pass out front to Van Meter, to Jones, who backs off, and again, just slowing down is Grayson County. They're in no rush at all with a 16-point advantage and 3 minutes to go. Jones trying to break the 5-second clock, and that'll be a timeout taken by Todd Johnston, I believe was the call. It is a timeout taken by Todd Johnston. It is to be a full timeout. We'll take it with him. 46-30, Grayson County leads. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service. Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
Grayson County leads 46-30 here with about 3 minutes to go in the game. So just got an update from our good friend, Grayson County Assistant Superintendent Adam Cox, sending in a score update. Owensboro Catholic leads Grayson County in boys basketball 25-23 at the half. So the Cougar boys, and a tight one at the half from the Owensboro Sports Center. Catholic hosting that one, of course, at the Sports Center. Riggs will pass in for Grayson out of the timeout. 2:55 to go. Lady Cougars lead 46-30 against LaRue County. Riggs spins it around at the right wing. Backs it off. We'll do a handoff pass to Jones. Jones drives down the right side, and a foul beforehand is going to be called, a reach-in foul called on LaRue County. For LaRue County, that'll be called on Eads. It'll be her first, team's fifth. It'll stay on the floor. Van Meter will pass in from in front of the Grayson County cheerleaders. Sutton Van Meter gives it into the near corner to Jones, the seventh grader. Will back it off, and she is going to set up and run the point here for Grayson County. She's quickly double-teamed, looking for help, trying to find somebody, and finds it with a bounce pass to the senior Riggs. Riggs drives down the left side. Backs it off now on the left wing. They're getting the 5-second clock as Riggs drives in outside to Van Meter, gives it back now to Jones. Grayson County just going in this prevent offense. They're running as much clock as they can. Jones drives down the right side, bounce pass to Van Meter. Great pass by Jones. It's pretty much a no-look pass from the seventh grader. Perkins up the far side of the floor, guarded by Gentry, and a bump foul is going to be whistled on Natalie Gentry. Wondering when it was going to come, and Gentry will be her second, team sixth. It'll stay underneath of the floor. 2:09 to play in the fourth quarter. They'll pass it in actually from opposite of the bench on the far side of the floor. 2:09 left. Grayson County leads 46-30 against LaRue County. Bree Jones has it in between the circles, and a foul's called on LaRue County at the top of the key. It'll be called on Eads, her second, team seventh. Bree Jones will go to the free throw line to shoot one and the bonus. Jones is 2 of 3 from the free throw line in this game. Some subs coming in. Sema and Pruitt re-enter for LaRue County. Coming out for the Lady Hawks is Rivera and Eads. 1-1 coming for the 7th grader Jones. First one is good. She'll get the second. Ella Narvaez will come into the game for Grayson County, but I believe she will be in if Jones makes this. Second chance coming for Jones is up and no good. That almost rattled out. Jones has got 4 points in the game. She's doing really well at the free throw line. As on Saturday, she was 5 of 6 from the charity stripe against Washington County. 48-30, Grayson leads LaRue under 2 minutes left to go here in the game. Driving down the left side, a wide open shot down the lane. Ella Pruitt gets the shot. It's her first basket of the game. Grayson leads by 16. Van Meter straight away with the ball and fouled from behind by Sema. For Sema, that'll be her second, team's 8th. And Sutton Van Meter, who is a very good free throw shooter, will go to the line to shoot one in the bonus. Van Meter this season, 90.6%. That'll get it done. That'll get it done. First one for Van Meter, and the announcer's jinx gets her there as she misses the free throw. It's only the 4th time she's missed a free throw this season. Gentry down the right lane, shots missed, but a foul's going to be called on Grayson County on the drive. Called on Isabel Blanton. That'll be her 3rd, team's 5th. 2 free throws will come for Natalie Gentry. Gentry has not missed from the free throw line in this game. She's 7 of 7. She'll have 2 coming here. And the announcer's jinx gets her too. So she's now 7 of 8 as she misses that first free throw. She's got 14 points in the game. Rivera and Eads re-enter for some offense-defense substitutions. The second chance coming for Gentry. She misses them both. Riggs picks up the loose ball for Grayson County. Feeds it to Jones on the far side of the floor. Jones looking for help, and she's fouled about 3 times. Might have gotten hit in the head. Looks like maybe Gentry and Jones bonked heads. Jones is holding her head, and Gentry is holding her mouth. I'm not sure if Gentry kind of gave a mouth to the head of Bree Jones. Gentry a little slow to go, and she says she's okay. Kevin Morris, the official, talking with her, making sure she is okay. Got some subs in again, offense, defense with 90 seconds to go. And it'll be Bree Jones to the line. She will shoot one in the bonus. The foul was called on Isabel Rivera, her 3rd. Team's 9th, so 1-1 coming for Jones. She's made her last 4. And that one's no good. Rebounded by Williams for LaRue County. Under 90 seconds to go, 48-32, Grayson County leads. Bounce pass goes right through the legs of Bryan. Grayson County's going to get the ball back. 1:21 to go. Again, back into the game, Eads and Rivera. These offense-defense subs. Be Van Meter to pass in. She scans, gets it into Riggs, and we're going to have a jump ball. That is going to send the ball to LaRue County. Renfro in for Grayson, as is Narvaez. Out is Jones and Riggs. And then immediately the offense-defense on the other side comes out, and I think we're going to be seeing this for both teams. 16-point lead for Grayson. Bryan gives it off to the right side. Bounce pass out front to Gentry. It's off her foot. She gains it back, though, after Williams was there to pick it up. Gentry, a no-look pass, handoff to Sema. Sema inside the lane, gives it to Gentry. Gentry drives in, shot, fouled by Grayson. And Gentry will go back to the free throw line. Narvaez fouls. It's her 3rd, team 6th. Gentry will shoot 2. First one is good. It rattles in for Natalie Gentry. Riggs and Jones back in for Grayson. Narvaez and Blanton out. So for Grayson County, you've got Perkins, Riggs, Jones, Renfro, and Van Meter. 48-33, 1:05 to go. Grayson County leads against LaRue County. Free throw is no good, rebounded by Renfro, and Renfro is immediately fouled by LaRue County. And if you're LaRue County, that's probably the player that you wanted to foul. Foul's called on Eads. It's her third. Team's 10th, so 2 free throws will come for Briley Renfro. Renfro from the free throw line this season is 33%, but she did hit her free throws in a game earlier this week. First free throw by Renfro is good. Narvaez re-enters for Grayson, as does Pruitt and Sema for LaRue County. 1:03 to go. Renfro, her second chance. Doesn't get the shooter's roll. It is rebounded by LaRue County. 1 minute to go. Grayson leads 49-33. Left wing Gentry. She spins down the left lane. Off balance, right-handed float shot missed. Renfro had the ball, and we're going to have a jump ball or a foul. It is a foul called on Ella Pruitt, her second. And Bradley Renfro will go back to the free throw line to shoot 2. 49-33, Grayson County leads. 51.2 seconds here on the clock. We invite you to stay tuned in for the fifth quarter show. We'll talk to head coach Todd Johnston, run down some scores from around the region, and more. Free throw by Renfro is good for Briley. Kennedy Green will re-enter here for Grayson County. Coming out will be Ella Narvaez. Second chance, Renfro makes it. She goes 3 of 4 from the free throw line in this stretch. 51-33, Grayson has the lead. Left wing, Bryan out front to Williams. 45 seconds left to go. Grayson County has the 18-point lead. Bryan off to the right side. Sema drives in on Green, who blocks it. Picked up by Renfro, who is then fouled by Gentry. LaRue County continuing to foul. And Renfro will just go right back to the line to shoot 2. 33.6 seconds to go. Grayson County, if they make both of these, will have a 20-point lead against LaRue County. And Todd Johnston going to his bench, putting in some of his younger players. Renfro makes the first free throw. Into the game for Grayson County, Addison Spain-Howard, Brooklyn Dennis, Peyton Bowman, Lexi Longston, and if the free throw is good, Hannah Smith will come in as well. Hannah Smith tried to sneak in there, but official Tommy Burris said, not just quite yet. Got to see if Briley can put in the free throw. And she does. Briley Renfro, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. She comes off smiling as Brian Jones gives her a high five, assistant coach. Gotta love that if you're Grayson. You got younger players on the floor here for the Lady Cougars. They are up by 20 points. They have won 5 straight games for the first time in 2 years. They'll try to make it 6 against Edmonson County on Friday evening. Williams, a handoff pass to Gentry. Gentry drives down the left side. Layup good for Natalie Gentry. She puts it in. You've got about 15 seconds left to play. Peyton Bowman up the near side of the floor. Bounce pass to Spain-Howard. Spain-Howard drives down the right lane, keeps her dribble going, throws up the shot. It's good! Addison Spain-Howard takes it right to the hole down the right side. Off balance, puts it in. To Gentry on the right side. She drives in. No time on the clock. Lady Cougs pick up a 55-35 win against LaRue County and win their 5th straight game. They're now 9-11 on the season. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Huge win tonight for the Grayson County Lady Cougars. They have won 5 straight games for the first time in 2 years. Coming up next, we'll jump into the fifth quarter show, talk to the head coach, scoring, everything you need to know as we wrap up the game. Again, your final score, Grayson County defeats LaRue County 55-35. This is Lady Cougar Basketball on K105.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Lady Cougars are winners by a final score of 55-35. We're joined now by the head coach of the 5-game winning streak, Grayson County Lady Cougars, and Coach, first week, Todd Johnston, we can start there. And you think back, you won 3 games last year. You've now won 5, and you've won 3 since Friday. I mean, you just have to be so proud of this group and how they're playing going into what is a huge game on Friday.
We are. We're playing great, playing really good offensively. Now we know going Friday night will be a different type of game. Probably first one to 40 probably wins, but we're executing. What I told the girls is, we're up 15-14 second half. Understanding clock and score. That is the number one thing that determines a good shot is clock and score. And when you're up 15, you can take a little bit of time, and it's a concept we've struggled with. And you also have to have the ability to make a shot. That determines a good shot. But to me, number one is clock and score. You got to know the situations, and we took a minute off the clock there, turning it over, and then they finally had to get aggressive and come out. But that's recognition, that's understanding how to play, and we're getting better at it. We're getting good at it because we can put 5 ball handlers out there and 5 really good free throw shooters out there and force people to come and get us. But that's the best defensive game we've played because Gentry's really, really good. And I don't know what she ended up with, 17.
A lot of it came from the free throw line.
Yeah, and it came late. And after we established, our 12, 15-point lead, second half she hurt us early and then started driving and getting fouled. But Ella was outstanding again tonight on her. Made her work for everything. And I told the girls yesterday, I was like, it's one of these things that, are we going to decide to let Gentry have 20 and play man-to-man, or are we going to, zone and try to double her, keep her out of it, and then take a chance that their shooters make a bunch of threes. And, right before tip-off, I decided to play man. We played it the whole night. Our press was good when we used it, but could not be more proud of how we were in the help side, and we clogged up the middle on her and made it hard on her.
You kind of led into the question that I went, and you know what? I am going to go this way. As you can see, my beautiful logo that I have on my shirt right there. This game kind of reminded me of yesterday, though, in as far as that game of the Bengals and the Bills, where, 2 pretty evenly matched teams, and the Bengals came out and they set the tone right away, and they pretty much stepped on the gas and said, we'll see you later.
Yep.
And that's pretty much seems like it was the exact same case for your team today. They did not even let LaRue County come back into the game, and they were running, Bengals were running clock, your team was running clock. That has to make you the happiest, is that they didn't let LaRue County come back to 6 when Gentry could have easily, you blinked, and Josh Allen could have taken over the game.
That's right, and what I told Coach Jones and Coach Elena Jones over here, I was like, if they score 4 or more in a row without us scoring, tell me to call a timeout because we're not going to let them come back. We're going to stop momentum. But, we came out in the third quarter, scored, and got rolling again and did some really good things. And, we had to run our 5-out offense different tonight because they were just packing the middle on our cuts. And then they put 33 in the middle and wasn't coming out on Ella. So I was like, so what if we hold it for a minute? We're still going to get a good shot whenever Ella cuts and she goes, and then it's going to have driving lanes. And so we ran it a little differently with what we were looking for. Did a great job, and like I said, turned them over a couple times early in the third quarter with our press, and they never did get on that roll and, never got it back to single digits.
You mentioned your defense, and that was one of the points that I was making in the game, is that I think there were some moments today where your offense would have 3 minutes where it just really wasn't working. It wasn't that you all were playing bad. Sometimes shots don't fall. Listen,
right.
Any team in the history, even the 95 Bulls, would have issues scoring at times. But the key when that's happening is that on the defensive end, that you lock them down. And I felt like tonight you all did that. When the offensive end wasn't going, it wasn't like that LaRue was able to get those 6-8 points. And that, again, another thing that just has to make you feel really good going into Friday where defense can win the game, maybe.
Well, and, it's what first thing I told them in the locker room after the game is our defense won that game. And, again, I can remember maybe one possession where we didn't have the gap help. We didn't have people converging in the middle on Gentry's drives. And, 1 or 2 times that didn't happen. And so you play a high school basketball game, and the coach can say you only made 1 or 2 bad defensive or had 1 or 2 bad defensive possessions, then you're probably going to win. And we rebounded tonight. We rebounded really well. And like I said, I know Ella was in double figures again, and Kennedy played her best game in about 5 or 6 games. And, we've been telling her she's got to rip and drive against bigger, slower players because at 5'10", can jump, she's athletic. Said you can get us some cheap, easy points, and she ended up with 7 tonight, and that's the most again she's had in probably 6 or 7 games. And she rebounded and she defended, and she played so hard that he asked to come out twice. And tell her when they do that, you can sub yourself back in. And but everybody was good again tonight. I like. Sutton was really good again running the team. Sid and Narissa both played well, and Isabel Briley.
That was exactly where I was headed next.
2.5 minutes ago, we're up 15, and Briley's been struggling from the free throw line. I said, Briley, I'm putting you in here just so they foul you. And I said, because we worked on it yesterday in practice for quite a bit. I said, and you show that what we worked on, that it's going to work. And she was 5 for 6, I think. And
correct.
So that was good to see her get some success.
Really good defensive plays, too.
Comes up with every ball when she's in down there. Loose ball, blocking out on the bottom block as a 5'2" power forward, and got it and gets them. And will fight you for anything. And, I'd hate to fight her at home if there's only one biscuit left, because I guarantee you she's coming up with it. And she fights for everything. And she's accepted this new role unbelievably well, and I'm so proud of her. And as a senior, sometimes that's hard, but she's cheering for her teammates, and tonight she got rewarded with a lot of hard work, and I'm very proud of her.
I think she's one of the only people I might take up going against Oscar Shebue for a rebound.
I tell you what, she would fight him. She don't care.
Yes, she would. Coming up on Friday, Edmonson County, you get the rematch against them, a game that here when you played them a long time ago, it was an 8-point game. I know you've changed, they've changed. Williams is a really good player. Obviously, your team knows Annie very well. And then the player who hit all the threes, who I know you said doesn't need to be doing that anymore.
Yeah, and hopefully she's listening. She won't do it.
I can't remember her name. I'm going to pull it up here as I'm looking.
White.
That is correct.
Emma White.
Yep, she seemed to hit whatever three that she threw up in that game, and that's not me saying anything
negative. If she hits 4 Friday night, I'm going to buy her dinner sometime or give her a gift card or something, but she better not do that.
Yeah, she hit 4, yeah, so she had 13 in that game, 45-37. But how do you listen, you're going in there 5 straight wins. How do you practice through this week, continue this momentum, and go to 6 and have a chance to take down a really good team in a place that is one of the toughest places to play in the region?
It is, and when we played them here, we were up 7 in the first quarter, but we played in spurts, and we went through a long offensive drought that game and missed some good shots. They're going to face guard Sid. If they don't face guard her, they're box and chaser, but I would anticipate them just face guarding her. So, which when they do that, it takes a help defender out, so our gaps are open. We just have to select the right time to drive. But then again, you have to be smart on your drives, because if they camp Williams in the paint, you're driving to 6-2, and they had 11 block shots the first game we played against them. I think Williams had 5 or 6, and Vincent had the other 5 or 6. So, you're probably going to have to pull up and shoot the short jumpers, so we'll emphasize that this week. But, they're not going to change what they do to us. We're not going to change a whole lot of what we do to them. If we make shots and, again, can get 6, 7, 8 threes, and rebound. Obviously, as big as they are, they killed us on the glass here, so we've got to really focus on blocking out. It would help if Williams would agree to go over the back a few times, and where she has to sit, and that kind of evens things up a little bit. But she's smart, so she probably won't do that. But I'd appreciate it if she would.
Coach, we appreciate it. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you Friday night.
Thanks, guys.
That's head coach Todd Johnston. We'll come back with more after this. Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Grayson County wins today by a final score of 55-35. Coming up on our fifth quarter shows, we'll continue. Coach Johnson was a little bit early, so we will take a break again, run down the scores from around the region. We have an update from the Cougar boys game. We'll bring you to that after this. And then we'll run down the scoring, and we'll get you out of here because tomorrow we got to hit the road to Owensboro. And I know that our crew it's getting almost past their bedtime here as it's getting up to about 8 o'clock. Take a break. Have more after this. This is Lady Cougar Basketball on K105.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
K105.
Welcome back to the Cougar Den. Grayson County Lady Cougars, 55-35 winners against LaRue County. Running down some scores from around the region. At the half, Bowling Green in boys basketball leads Ohio County 30-25. In boys, Butler County leads Allen County Scottsville 23-10 at the end of the first quarter. Owensboro Catholic leads the Grayson County boys 41-29. It's late in the third quarter as Grayson County was winning by 1 point, but Owensboro Catholic turned out a 13-0 run there to take the lead in that game. Those are most of the scores that I see as I scroll through here, although we do have to mention that in the Louisville Invitational Tournament, North Bullitt, who this Grayson County team will see in a couple of weeks, defeats Shawnee 90-41. Usually that wouldn't be a score I'd bring you, but Emily Thorpe in that game had 53 points. She went 16 of 24 from three-point range. Yeah, I think that'll get it done. That'll get it done. 16 threes in a game? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll come back, run down the scoring from this game after this. This is Lady Cougar Basketball on K105.
Did you know that over 700 kids enter the foster care system every day?
$700?
700.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Okay, let's try this.
Donate your small.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, love you always.
Everything I do,
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Lady Cougars are winners tonight against LaRue County by a final score of 55-35. Running down the scoring from this game for LaRue County, 17 points from Natalie Gentry, 8 points from Maddie Sema, 3 points each for Caitlin Williams and Addison Skaggs, and 2 apiece for Ella Pruitt and for Peyton Druin. For Grayson County, it was Sydney Perkins that led the way. She had 14 points, 10 from Sutton Van Meter, 7 for Kennedy Green, 5 each for Arissa Riggs and Briley Renfro, 4 apiece for Bree Jones, Isabel Blanton, and Ella Narvaez, and 2 points for Addison Spainhauer. That'll wrap up our coverage tonight. We'll be back in action tomorrow evening as the Cougar boys will be on the road at Apollo. We'll have the radio coverage over on our sister station, Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose. Coverage will begin at about 7:10. You'll also be able to watch it on K105 Digital Productions as the Cougar boys will look to take down the Eagles of Apollo. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work today. Trey Cook and Jaden Kinney were your crew here for this game. So tonight, where the Lady Cougars pick up a 55-35 victory against LaRue County, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.